All right, guys, this one's going to be really, really fun. So today, my name is Savion. I'm an AI consultant with Managed Marketing Partners, and we are building an app today for hitchhikers. Yes, you heard that right. It's just like a fun idea that someone shared with me, and I thought it'd be really cool to just put it in place and see how it would work, right? So for today, we're going to be creating an app that allows hitchhikers to actually pin their location, and then people can actually look on a map and see if there's any hitchhikers near them, and they can come pick them up. So it's like the Uber of hitchhikers. What do you know? It's just a fun app. I don't know. I don't, doing this seriously. It's just thought would be fun to play around with like the Google APIs and things like that. So let's go ahead and dive in. Again, my name is Sabian. I'm an AI consultant with Managed Marketing Partners here in Miami, and we're about to create an app using AI. I'm going to teach you my framework. We'll go through each one step by step, and we're going to build a full end-to-end app today. It's going to be an MVP, so it may not have all the bells and whistles because it is part of the 100-day AI Build Challenge, which is a self-imposed challenge that I had where I'm on day 42 right now. And I've built out tons of different apps already. Go ahead and check it out at 100dayaichallenge.com/share/Savion. All right, so let's go ahead and just jump right into Claude here. I've already set up my folder structure. We're going to call the app HitchMate. And in HitchMate right here, you can see I have a few items in here already. These are my dependency files that I put into every single product that I build. Just makes our builds live faster, and it allows us to have a preset consistency, right? So let's go ahead and just jump in here and let's talk to Claude. I was using a little microphone over here. Hey, so this is day 42 of the 100-day AI Build Challenge. Don't do anything yet. We're just talking here. For today, I got the idea of creating an app for hitchhikers where it'll allow the hitchhikers to pinpoint the location on a map, and it'll show up on a map where people can actually pick these hitchhikers up, and we could even maybe integrate like a chat if somebody decides to pick up the hitchhiker and they say accept pickup. It'll show their exact location, and they'll be able to chat with the hitchhiker until they actually pick that person up. And that's the whole idea there. It's like a fun app. But if there's any features that you think would be great for like security or anything like that, I'd love to ID with you about that. But take a look at the folder structure of where this project's in so you can kind of understand the layout of the dependencies that we currently have. And then I would love you to let me know about what your thoughts are on this idea. What do you think? Oh, and also, I'm thinking about using like Google APIs and any other kind of thoughts that would make it even a better, more flexible, scalable app if we do decide to grow it in the future. But I don't know about logins. Do you think logins would be important, or should it just be open? I'd love your thoughts on this. What do you think? All right. So I always give it a little bit of a context. I always say, don't do anything yet because then it'll just jump right into the implementation. We don't want that, right? We're just going to give it some context, our ideas of how we thought it might be built out, what we want to build, what our goals are. And then it's going to go ahead and um, think about it and actually spit out some ideas with you. We're in the consulting phase of our 4-stage framework. So the stages are consulting, planning, implementation, and deploy. So we're in consulting right now. So right now we're going to allow it to take a look at all of the the project folder, the keys, and everything that we have access to. So it knows what we have to work with, and then it knows how it's going to go ahead and build here. Okay, so the concept. The core loop is solid and genuinely fun. Hitchhiker drops a pin. Driver sees pins on a map. Driver taps accept pin. Live location plus chat opens until pickup. That's a real-time two-sided marketplace in a miniature. It's basically Uber's matching layer minus the payment and dispatch. That's a great day 42 scope because the interesting part, a live map and real-time chat, is buildable in a day. And you can skip the hard parts, payments, driver vetting, routing. One honest bit of the pushback before features hitchhiking, drops a pin, driver sees hitchhiking plus broadcasting a stranger's live location is the single most safety sensitive app idea you've probably had in this challenge. I don't say that to kill it. It's a fun build, but it shapes almost every design decision below. The whole value prop is connect strangers via location, which is exactly the thing that needs guardrails. So let's treat safety as a feature of the core, not a bolt-on. Logins. My recommendation, yes, require login. This one in place, I'll push back. This is the one place I'd push back on the open. Here's the reason. Accountability is the cheapest safety feature you have. An anonymous open app where anyone can drop a fake pin or message strangers is a harassment spoofing magnet, requires a real Google account, raises the bar enough to deter casual bad actors without you building a moderation team. You already have auth for free. Per setup, the shared Superbase sandbox has Google Auth, wired, chat, and who accepted by pickup need identity anyway. You can't have a persistent one-on-one chat without a stable user ID. So login required, Google only, not open. The friction is worth it and is basically already built. Security safety features were ranked by bang for buck for a day build. I do the ones only today and note the rest as feature. Fuzz the pin into the picker is accepted. Don't show hitchhikers exact GPS to every driver browsing the map. Show an approximate area or a labeled spot like near Main Street and 5th. Reveal exact coordinates only to the driver who accepted and only inside the chat. This is the biggest safety win, and it's just a rounding function. Auto expiring pins. A pin dies after, say, 60 to 90 minutes. So still, bandit requests don't linger on the map. Cheap and keeps the map honest. One active request at a time per user, and one active driver at a time prevents spam pins. And report/block button in a chat. Doesn't need real moderation today. Just log it, signals, intent, and easy to add. Feature write, share style, share my trip with a friend link, driver display name, plus vehicle plate, ratings, panic button. These are real app features, not day 42. Google Maps platform will absolutely work. Maps.js geolocation, but two honest cautions. It requires a billing account with a, yep, I already have that. My recommendation instead, map, okay, blah, blah, blah. Where Google is worth it, address autocomplete, where are you going, blah, blah, blah. But you know, blah, 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 blah. Okay. I already have a Google account, so I'm not going to deal with other stuff. We already have it. All right, so we're going to say Google Maps for this one. How much should we build today for day 42? Core loop and safety, minimal MVP, just the map first. Core loop, okay. We're going to do that. Okay, cool. So we're putting this into a plan right now. We just talked back and forth, put in some ideas. It already is going to ingrain some safety features, and we'll be able to actually turn this into something pretty useful, actually. So we have a Google Maps API already. The key threshold is really high, so we should be good. Okay. Also, I had the idea of requiring the hitchhiker to upload their photo to their profile in order to start a request for a pickup. What do you think about that idea? Also, Maybe we can even integrate in the future like a verification API that allows them to scan their license and it verifies them and then it just takes the photo from their license. What do you think about that idea? Should we just go with the license idea and what would we use for that? I'm not really sure. I just want to make sure the driver knows exactly who they're picking up. They can kind of see their face. Um, and also, we want to make sure like you mentioned, like the hitchhiker is safe as well. So they have the ability to have a maybe a share the location with a friend. That would be great. Um, and also have it smart so that way, um, if the driver is close by the hitchhiker, it'll let the hitchhiker know that the driver is nearby to look for said driver's name in particular truck or whatever type of van or whatever they're in with their license plate. So making it sort of Uberish to understand right how that works. But that's the idea. What are your thoughts? We'll be able to just build all this in one time into our app, which will be amazing. Okay, so let's see what we have going on here. These are good instincts, and they mostly point the same direction. Make it feel like Uber's trust layer without building Uber. Let me go through them honestly. Photo required to make a request. Yes, do it today. Cheap, high value, and it fits the core loop. A full uploaded profile photo stored in a Superbase storage. Gated so you can't drop a pin without one. Two honest caveats. Call it what it is, a recognition aid and a deterrent, not a verification. A self-uploaded photo can be stock image or someone else's face. It genuinely helps the driver recognize who they're picking up and it discourages throwaway trolls, but it doesn't let the UI imply this person's verified. This should be systematic. Here's the thing I want to push back on. It's a hitchhiker app. The hitchhiker getting into a stranger's vehicle is a more vulnerable party, not the driver. So the driver needs a photo and a name too. Honestly, the driver's info matters more, which dovetails the perfect with your proximity idea below. License scan, ID verification, great instinct, but not today. Here's why you ask, should we go with license idea? What should we use? My honest answer is no for this build. Flag it as so it's a paid a regulated integration. The real tools are Stripe Identity, easiest to bolt on, hobby app, $1.50 per verification, scans ID, does the selfie liveliness match, so the face is actually theirs. Persona, unified, verified, all require an account per scan cost, and now you're handling government ID PII, which carries storage compliance and liability weight, so you don't want to carry that in 42. The 80/20 is a selfie photo. It's a self photo. A profile photo gets you most of the driver who they're picking up. Value, basically zero cost, no PII risk. ID scanning is what you add when the app has real users and you need actual identity proof. If when you do it, Stripe Identity is the one I'd pick for you. Note it also extracts a photo from the ID, which is exactly they take the photo from their license behavior you described. So self photo now, note Stripe Identity as a future upgrade path. Don't spin today, build on it. Okay, let me ask this. What do you think about requiring an in-app photo identification where they have to take the photo live within the app in order for it to count as identification? And we can even, I don't know if it makes sense to even integrate the previous project that we did with Visual Me with the mapping of the face. So that way it determines, I don't know, different qualities of the face. I'm just going to delete that. I don't think that would work because it only did age and expression on their face. So what do you think about the requiring an in-app photo for identification where they have to take the photo live within the app in order for it to count its verification? The photo must be clear and requires them to also turn side. And photo must be clear and pass certain requirements for verification, maybe like a live scan of them moving their head. This moving their head in certain directions that are instructed. This video data is not recorded. It's just used as an additional verification. What do you think? Okay, what else? Share with a friend, yes and simple, or read only. Share my trip link. The hitchhiker can text to someone, shows their live location, plus the matched driver's name, vehicle plate on the public page. No login needed to view. Technically, it's just a paged key by an unguessable trip token with RLS allowing anonymous read of that one ride. Genuinely reassuring and cheap. I'd put this in scope for today if time allows. And this is the driver's nearby proximity alert. Yes, this is a fun one. This is the most Uberish piece, and it's very doable with what we already have. Driver shares live location after accepting, already in the plan for the chat. We compute distance between driver and hitchhiker in real time. When the driver crosses a threshold, the hitchhiker gets a card. Marcus is arriving, look for silver Ford Transit, plate blah, 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 photo, name, vehicle, plate. Okay, the last bit means we need to capture the driver's vehicle details, either on their profile or at accept time. That's one swap form. I'll grab it at the accept time so it's fresh. Where this leaves scope. Honest scope check because this is growing and day 42 should stay lighter. Everything you've described is coherent. See, it's on my side, right? It's giving me the best recommendations here. In for today, Google Auth, profile, required photo, drop request, live map of nearby pins, accept pickup and capture vehicle, blah, blah, expiring, fast follow, note and readme as next, share with a friend, trip link, Stripe identity, license and verification, ratings, panic button, and push notifications. One of my reservations, the proximity alert plus driver live tracking is most likely eat up time, real-time friction, blah, blah, blah. What do you like me to fill? Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Okay, so here. Good instinct that you've independently landed on a real security concept, but here there's an important distinction I want to make sure you've landed on because it changes the answer. Okay. What you described, move your head on instruction, live, not stored photo, is liveliness detection. specifically active liveliness. It answers, is it a real human in front of the camera right now? And it defeats someone holding up a photo of a stock image. What it does not do on its own is answer who is in the photo. It confirms a live face, but not whose face. Identity still comes from matching that face to an ID document. So liveliness and ID verification are complementary, not worth the same thing. Worth being clear-eyed about that so the UI doesn't overpromise. The honest hard truth about building liveliness yourself. Here's where I push back. A DIY turn your head webcam check is easy to fool and gives a false identity of safety, which for a safety app is arguably worse than not having it. Someone can point the camera at a video of a person turning their head or just turning their head while being the wrong person. Real identity spoofing, their face ID, great stuff. Uses proprietary ML training on thousands of spoof attempts. Depth matching, blah, blah, blah. You can't credibly rebuild that in one day. And a weak version that uses trust is a dangerous outcome. Doing liveliness properly means buying it, the real tools. AWS recognition phase liveliness is the closest match to exactly what you're describing. A browser mobile SDK that runs a short challenge, process frame, server, return, doesn't store the video. You get the result in the footage. Cheapest clean option fractions of a cent to a few cents per check. Face Tech, iProof, best in class, dedicated liveliness, pricier. Persona, bundle liveliness with ID, live human, but probably what you're looking at. One integration covers the whole trust story instead of stitching liveliness and ID separately. What's honestly achievable today? That's a meaningful middle step that's real and shippable now, as long as it's labeled truthfully. Force in-app live camera capture via the browse camera instead of a gallery photo. That means the profile photo must be taken right now in the app. You can't upload a stock image. It's true liveliness. You could still point at a photo, but it's a genuine jump in friction over upload any JPEG, and it feels right for the product. Marketed as take a live selfie, not verified, or liveliness check. Honest framing, we can add a lightweight center your face in the oval using a browser built-in face detector. A face detection library, so blurry, no photo, no face shots get rejected. That hits your must be clear and pass requirements ask without pretending to be anti-spoofing. Just curious, we don't have to add it, but do you think the Visual Me project that I did before with the 478 mesh points on the face would help this idea out, or would that just be extra fluff we don't need? Okay. So not bluff, honestly, it's the most useful thing you could pull forward, and it directly solves the exact feature you described 2 messages ago. Quick reframe of what that project was. 478 face mesh points in media pipe face mesh for 78 landmarks, 10 iris points with refinement. It runs entirely in the browser, real-time, free, no server, and nothing leaves the device. That last part matters. It maps perfectly onto the video isn't recorded. It's just used for verification requirement. The frames never get uploaded. You only keep the pass-fail result and the final skill. What if I actually buys this app? The head movement challenge you asked for real and for free. From the landmark geometry, you can compute head pose, yaw pitch, so you can instruct turn left, turn right. Now center and verify the movement happened. That's genuinely active liveliness, no paid vendor. Your photo must be clear and pass requirements. Ask face present, centered, face forward, enough landmarks detected with confidence. Accept blurry, no face, off angle, reject. So it slots exactly in the live selfie step and upgrades it from camera only capture to camera capture that made you move your head to prove you are live. That's a real step up. The honest limit, same caution as before, so don't over limit. Face mesh lightiness defeats the cheap common attack. Someone holding up a photo can't, complete a turn your head challenge. It does not defeat a video replay or a deep fake because those do produce moving landmarks, so it's a real middle tier. Labeled it as liveliness check, never identity verified. You're being truthful. The two bonuses worth naming: it costs you zero and no PII storage liability, and it's a nice challenge narrative beat. Day 42 reusing and building on your visual meat work from an earlier day. My honest recommendation: yes, include a scoped version, face present, clarity gating, plus a single one-step head turn challenge. That's the sweet spot. My one caution in time of everything: wiring media pipe plus the post challenge UX is the single most thing that I eat today, even with your prior code as reference. So I treat it as this: build the core loop plus required live selfie, so you have a shippable app no matter what. Then layer in the face mesh on top of the make selfie real upgrade. If it fights us late in the day, we fall back to the plain. Okay, that way, no, want me to find it, fold it into those terms. Yeah, that sounds great. If you feel like we're all ready, let's go ahead and jump into the planning phase. Okay. Perfect. It is getting ready to write this plan for Hitchmate. This is gonna be fun. And I'm gonna say, oh, and please make sure that this is mobile first optimized, because most of the people on this app will be using mobile devices. But for people that are viewing or monitoring the app, yeah, I'm gonna add that. Right, so it's super mobile first optimized, so nothing is, um, yeah. Yeah, I even added a, so this goes to show you that as you continue to build and you're consistent, you can actually steal from yourself and use different ideas that you actually took a long time to build before, and now you can integrate it into other apps to really jump up the value of new apps, just like this, right? It's awesome. Great, this is a goldmine for reuse. It already has mesh engine, challenge game, a working instruct app, measure it, pass fail. Yeah, I even had like blinking so it can detect if the person's blinking. Mm-hmm. Great. So look at that, guys. We have a full plan right here. I'm gonna say, I'm gonna revise, right? And then I'm gonna put in this. Oh, and phase. Yeah, great call for a hitchhiking app that is essential. People are literally roadside on their phones. Let me bake mobile first through the plan rather than treat it as a coat of paint. Mm-hmm. All right, so let's just read through the plan here. You don't need to know everything that it says, but just get the gist, right? So HitchMate is a two-sided real-time map app for hitchhiking. A hitchhiker drops a pin, nearby driver sees it on a live map, a driver taps accept pickup, and the two get an exclusive live tracking plus chat channel until pickup. Because the whole value prop is connecting strangers via live location, safety is a part of the core, not a bolt-on. The design conversation locked these decisions. Login required. Map providers Google Maps platform. Required in-app live selfie before you can request or accept. A real liveliness deterrent blocks still photo spoofing. Honestly labeled live selfie, liveliness check. Never verified identity. Real ID verification requires Stripe identity and persona, which is going to be part of phase two. Location fuzzing. Browsing drivers see only an approximate area. The exact location is revealed only to the accepted driver, enforced at the database layer via RLS. Uberish arrival. When the driver is near the rider, gets a card with the driver's name, photo, vehicle, and plate. Scope for today equals core loop plus safety plus live selfie. Build core first so we can always have a shippable app. The liveliness challenge and the live tracking are the pieces to defer if the day gets tight. Mobile first is a hard requirement. This app is used roadside on phones, so the phone layout is a primary target. Baba. We're going to be using some of the components, stack add-ons, which we already have, the database, which we already have, which has RLS already, boom, 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 mobile first, yep, 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 app structure, so it's putting together all the folders and things like that that we have, and build order, it's giving out our phasing, which is really important and good for us to know, and verification, it goes through all the verification steps here. So we're going to go ahead and accept, go right into auto mode. And now, my friends, we've moved from planning to implementation. So now our virtual assistant is actually going to just go ahead and build this out for us, right? So we can just go grab a cup of coffee, relax. We have it on auto mode, so it's not gonna ask us any questions or pop-ups. We're just gonna watch it build. Now, I always like to watch it as it's building because then I can kind of educate myself on what's happening and how it's being set up, so that way I can know how to use and talk to our virtual assistant in the future. Um, but yeah, just like looking through, the basics, right? Once everything's going on, it's building, but you don't have to know everything it's doing because you've already kind of talked it through in natural language. This is just the AI virtual assistant really modeling it so that way it's perfect when it builds, right? Now, on that note, let me go ahead and let's see here. Drop in, as I always do, my previous apps that I built. I showed you guys in the beginning, but the website is 100-day AI build challenge.com/share/Savion. Boom. With that link, you can go ahead and see all of my other 41 apps, and you'll see the HitchMate app in there as well once we get it loaded. Now, I am open sourcing a lot of these apps, right? So that way I'm posting them to GitHub as well. So that way you are free to clone it, use it within your own app integration, right? As it's just my gift to the community of those coders that are looking or just getting started to be able to build some amazing apps. And I'd love, as part of that, if you can actually subscribe to this channel, like this video, and put in a comment saying, if you're still here, actually, if you're still here, put in the comment virtual assistant, and that way more people can kind of can see this video as well. That would be amazing. I'll be so grateful, and I'm excited to share this gift with you guys as well. So it's all building right now. We're just hanging out. Now, if you are watching this as a recording, feel free to fast forward. If you don't like to see the live build here like this, you know what, guys? I am so funny because I totally forgot to share my screen. Oh my God. Wow. Wow. But now we're back on track and we can see it building live right now. Oh wow, guys. We are approaching, I was just looking at my clock, um, 5 hour limit. We're actually pretty approaching it right now. But no worries. I'll make sure that we can finish out this build and you guys can see an end to end here together. All right, we're on phase 4, as you can see here, phase 4. And we have our phases here. There's only 6 phases. Well, so phase 4 is this one, which is the map drop request, browser open pin, accept. Phase 4 is active ride, exact real chat. It would be funny if actually hitchhikers used this app. That'd be hilarious. Phase 4 is complete. Let me tap check before writing up the browser. So phase 5 is active ride, exact real chat, driver-like location, arrival card. Gonna be cancel, auto expire, query filter. Okay, look at that. We have an app, folks. We have an app. Stick out your thumb digitally. Hitchmate, a safe way to hitch a ride, drop a pin, get seat nearby drivers, and connect until picked up. Landing page looks great. Clean mobile first on brand, the rest map onboarding ride. Sit behind Google Auth, plus need the map's keys so I can't drive them. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, no worries. You just let me know when to drop that maps key. So what we're going to do in the meantime, while we are waiting for this, let's go ahead and create our maps key. So we're going to go to console.google.com. Sorry, it's not console.google.com, it's platform.google.com. Console.platform.google.com. Let's see. We're just going to go to Google API. Watch it be the thing. Watch it be the same thing. Okay, cloud.google.com. Console.cloud.google.com. Okay. So we're going to go into our API services. We're going to go ahead and go to credentials. We're going to create a separate API key for this. So we're going to create credentials, API key. We're going to call it hitchmate. And we're going to select all the addresses right here. All the ones that would be needed. Let's see. Let's see here. That'll be good once we grow. Just store the photos in the cloud. Geocoding, geolocation, directions, distance matrix we need. Other data form, that's fine. Maps tiles. Maps 2D, maps embed, API, that. Yep, we want max static. Navigation, SDK. Yep. Recaptcha API, that's good. Routes API. All right. We'll say yes to that. I'm going to screenshot this. This is our API scope. For now, it's going to be none, but I'm going to change that once we go live to our actual, what do you call it? Our whole thing. So for now, let me go ahead and pop this over to my other screen, because once I click go, I'll actually reveal it. We don't want anybody to see your API key. Okay. And let's see here. We can close that now. We have our APIs here. All right, so let me just close this. I think it might be in the environment variable. No, not downloads. What am I doing? Oh, yeah, we don't want that there, right? But anyway, those keys that you just saw are all public because they have the next public key, but it's not always, you don't want to just like push it out there for everybody. So we're going to paste our key there. Next public Google APIs key. We're going to save this. And you're looking at the folder structure right now. Mm-hmm. Now, about API handling as well, guys, is making sure that your APIs have a hard cap, right? So that nobody can abuse it. And also, make sure that it's, multi-leveled capped, right? So that way you're secured. So let's go back to cloud and let's make sure we add that in because that's going to be important too. Okay, so I just added the Google key to the .env file, but I just have one concern. I just want to make sure that my key is secret, so that way nobody can take it and it never touches the browser. It's all done server side. How can we make that happen so that way my key is safe and secured? Okay. Great question. I want to be straight with the answer and then tell you what's easy to hear because here's a common misconception that baked into it. The honest truth, an interactive Google Maps key can't be server-side only. The Google Maps JavaScript API renders the map in the browser. The pan zoom, the live pins, the tab concept runs as a JavaScript on the user's device, and that JavaScript has to authenticate directly to Google's map servers. There's no way to keep that key off the browser while keeping the map interactive. This isn't a hitchmate limitation. Every site using Google Maps, including Google's own demos, ships that key to the browser. If you open the network tab on any Google Maps site, you'll see the key. So the goal of making the key secret is actually the wrong security model for this kind of key. Here's the right one. Maps JavaScript key are secured by restriction, not secrecy. A Maps browser key is designed to be public. What makes it safe is that Google rejects any request that doesn't come from your allowed domain. So even if someone copies your key out of the browser, they literally can't use it. Google checks the refer and denies them a property restricted key, being visible, not vulnerable. That's the intended design. Two more reassurances. It never lands in your GitHub repo and runs a secret scan on top. The key lives only in your machine and in Vercel's environment variables, not in the code you push. That's the superbase key next to it is in the same story. Next public, browser exposed, by design protected by RLS instead of secrecy. What actually keeps you safe? This is where the real protection is in Google Cloud Console is the key. So application restriction, HTTP refers, API restriction, enable only Maps JavaScript API on this key. API restriction only, enable only, set up a quota cap, setting, and 200-month free credit covers hobby traffic comfortably. Let's go ahead and add our scope that we took a screenshot, just so that way I can understand what we've put into it. Mm-hmm. Okay. Good, that's your scoping it, but this is too broad. Right now, the key can access 21 APIs. API restriction only helps if you narrow what the app actually calls. Uses one of these maps. That's it. Here's why. Geolocation, we use the browser's built-in navigator geolocation, not Google's geolocation API. Distance, we computed ourselves. Instead of using the browser's built-in navigator geolocation, would it be better just to use Google's geolocation API? Would that be more accurate? Also, in terms of distance to driver, the same scenario, do you think it would be better to use the routing API? And then also, I'd also like to, once they accept, they can get driving directions to the hitchhiker so they know exactly where to go and drive. But what are your thoughts? How should the driver get directions to the hitchhiker after deep linking to maps? Do you want a real driving ETA shown, 4 minutes, or keep the free straight? Yeah, that's fine. Let's do that. Because we're gonna use the API, so I'm gonna stand up for a second here. Mm-hmm. All right, so now it's gonna really use the the secret key to grace gracefully if the key isn't set yet. Okay, here we go. Ah, look at that. Let's go ahead and take a look at this actually on our web here. We have a live version of it. But this is the preview. Okay. Okay. I'm just asking to check it to make sure I'm using the right ones. Hmm. Interactive maps, Google Maps API, driving ETA is routes, driving naked is that deep blank. That's it. No places, no geoplay, no distance matrix, no static maps. Huh? I'm just reading what it says here. If the key ever leaks past the refer, when the iOS set to decay, it wouldn't matter if you decide to make. 2 keys only. So I'm having it just really take another look at the keys that I added just to evaluate usefulness. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Let me validate all 21 you enabled. Directly answer your 2. The unifying insight, the modern routes API, which we use, is Google's replacement for distance and distance matrix. Our destination is free text, no address lookup. The 2 you asked about. It can use travel time across many origins and destinations. We only ever need one driver, one route. The routes API does have that. And if we ever needed a matrix, the routes has compute route matrix as legacy and fully superseded by what you already have. No use. Places API, not now, but it's the one realistic future add. Nothing in the app geocodes or auto completes today. Destination is a plain text note. The only feature that would use places is to type your destination with an autocomplete. Idea we part in phase 2 if you build that. You'd enable places API, then not the legacy. Yeah, so when the hitchhiker uses their location to discover where they are, I'd like them to confirm the address, and the confirmed address that they put in must be close to where they are as well. Let me know if that changes things for you. Now, should address for entry work for the hitchhiker? Detect, let's confirm, and type correction recommended. Auto detect their address from GPS, show it to confirm, and let them type a correct address that must be within 500 meters, their real location. Let's do that. So that way it's exact. It auto completes and they know where they are. We don't cut any corners here. Okay. It's getting more ingrained there. Okay. Hmm. You're right. I should have verified then insert. The question is whether refer restriction on that key block server side calls, regardless of the routes being enabled. Yeah, I don't have a restriction on there yet. Verified. You're right on the technical point. Both routes and show and return. Blah, blah, blah. Here's the actually important nuance that your test actually reveals. Okay. Google rejects refer restricted keys on web service APIs like maps. Oh, interesting. So it's giving me a recommendation of how to build this. So split it into two keys. Hmm. Huh, interesting. Okay. Um, okay, I'm gonna say, yeah, let's go with path A. Can you give me the exact keys or the exact scopes I will need and which to remove? So let's go to console.cloud.google. Here we go. So we have HitchMate here, right? We need to update our keys here. So let's go back to here. It's going to tell us what to do. Key 1, browser key. Your existing HitchMate key goes in next public Google Maps API key. All right, so let's just make sure we have that set up. Okay, so I have it here. Next public Google Maps API. Okay, so there, it's there. Okay, cool. Application restriction. So we're gonna go ahead and make these changes here. We're gonna call this hitchmate. We'll call this maps public. And we'll do restriction to websites. This one. And we need, I'm just copying it from here, right? We need this. And if we're going to be doing it from Verso, we need this. Okay. And this is going to just be maps, JavaScript, and places API. Okay. So I'm going to take a screenshot of this so I can send it to my VA. Right. All right. And we're going to do another one. It's going to be a server-side key. I need to save this. Okay. We're going to create another credential. We're going to call this routes and geocoding. And what are the so we need routes API and geocoding API and routes API. Right? Routes API, geocoding API. Remove all the keys. Or what do you call it? Hitchmate server, it says. Okay. We need to move this over to my machine now, so that way you guys don't see my secret key. Great. And now we follow directions from Claude. So now we need to go to our .env file again. Open with, and we're going to put that key there. Save it. Okay. And now we have our two API keys here. This looks good. Great. Both keys look exactly right in the screenshots. Now let me confirm the key made it to the env file. Server key is in. Let me test both. The server key should work for routes. No refer, the browser key. All three tests pass. There we go. That last one is the money shot. Your browser key is now genuinely locked down. Even if someone lifts it, it cannot be used for the paid server APIs. The two key split. Mm-hmm. Now, this is not just any kind of AI slop that we're putting together, right? This is really thought out, planned. We're in the implementation phase right now. We're following a framework. We're going back and forth. We're making solid decisions, right? And then it's building from that and logging it. And we're actually building a practical app. I'm trying to think of my notes that I had. What was the other one that was mentioned? We have the hitchhiker one. I have another one coming out that you guys, I think, will love. That's the other one. Ah, yes. Let me put it down before I forget. It's a yard sale app that allows people to post their yard sale in a marketplace, and people can discover yard sales near them. The customer, the owner of the yard sale will be able to post and catalog their items for sale using the pack right features and potentially be able to sell the items through the app. Second phase, the point is that they can get discovered on a map of yard sales, and people can see what they are selling and come and purchase. Okay, so that's the idea for the other one. And I think it was like, Great. Done. Share a trip is built and verified. Here's the full state of the app now. Everything's built and verified. The core loop, the address for confirmation, live autocomplete, driver, navigate deep link, real driving ETA, share a trip, writer tabs share a trip, on waiting screen, copies of public trip URL link, friend follows a live map, a driver details, location, security 2-key Google split, lockdown or less. Only remaining verification needs your device. The full authenticated 2-rule flow, Google Auth, camera liveliness. I can't do those headlessly, can't enter your password, everything around them is confirmed working. Run the live test, sign in completed writer, write your 2 accounts. I've fixed anything that services. Publish flow. I generate the hero mockup plus that. Checkpoint commit. I have committed them. Let me test live. Let's go ahead to publish and deploy. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and get this published now. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right, so guys, right in my shell here, just so you can see what's happening, is it's actually generating two images. I uploaded my skill that I created that generates two image prompts for GPT. So that way it can actually create a SaaS image for us to be able to share and also post up in our GitHub. So it makes it a lot easier to um, showcase what we're building here. And it's able to work with Versal and Superbase easily because we have a thing called connectors here within Claude. These are MCPs, otherwise known as Model Context Protocols. Basically, they're a pipeline between Claude and the specific app that allows Claude to say, check your Gmail email for certain messages from people, right? Organize your emails, delete emails, become your true assistant. This is going past just using AI as a chatbot. Great, look at that. It created two images for us. Huh, that is so funny. I like the one with the thumbs up. Hero 1 is excellent, on brand. I'll go with Hero 1. See, it makes the decision now. It's wiring that to our Open Graph and Twitter social share link. And this will be so funny. If you want to hitchhike, you just use this app. That is going to be epic. Wow. Mm-hmm. All right, so yep, it's compacting. Oh, I'm working on another project and it's compacting. But this one, compacting means that you'd be removing your context window so that way it doesn't get filled up, right? But I'm working on a really big project over to my left over here where it got up to like 97% compact, what do you call it? Context window, which is a very dangerous area. So I had to save and compact. Hmm. Great. Here's our public GitHub page for Hitchmate. It looks beautiful. And we can officially log this into our 100-day challenge while it's doing that. I did not miss a day because our day extended past the hour, which is fine. Tech stack is right here. Supabase. Oh, it's using real-time as well. Yep. Google Maps platform. I'm just going to put it in one by one. Google Places API. Google Routes API. Google Geocoding API. And Media Pipe. And Face Land Marker. We've been on here for about 2 hours. So 120 minutes. We're feeling great. I'm going to skip the other questions there. They're not needed right now. And we're going to just go like this. Boom. Perfect. Save the entry. And we are saved. We are good to go. All right, so let's take a look here. Alrighty, this is almost done here. Setting for production environment variables in Versal. It's taking a second, but the per call and fixed overhead timed out, but the first 2 environment variables are set. Let me add the remaining 2. Yeah. All right, guys. So pretty much all we're doing right now is waiting for this to load up. So I don't think you can sit here and wait and watch paint dry. So Hitchmate is built end to end live in front of you guys. And that completes our day 42 build. It's going to be a practical app. I'm excited to see if if anybody uses it. And I'll see you guys tomorrow, same time. Again, my name is Savion. I'm an AI consultant with Managed Marketing Partners here in my here in Miami. If you are interested in getting into AI, if you're already in AI but you're not really sure how to get started with building apps, or if you are building apps and you're looking to get more of a framework to your build, you're in the right place. Go ahead and subscribe, follow, like this video, and um, comment the word hitchhike in the comments there, so I can know you got this far. All right, guys. Well, thank you again for joining me, and you have a wonderful rest of your evening or night, morning, wherever you're watching this from. And I'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye, guys.